After 6 on TMJ4 News today, our celebration of Black History Month continues this morning as we sit down with 3 African-American women, all working high-profile jobs in Milwaukee. They want to inspire others to dream big, even with odds stacked against them. Despite making up 14% of the workforce, fewer than 5% of African-Americans hold management positions in the city. That according to the Metropolitan Milwaukee Association of Commerce, the lowest of any metro area in the country. Katie Crowther reports from the historic University Club of Milwaukee.
To be in a room with Ray Hill, Phaisha Lynn Bell, and Jasmine Johnson is a privilege. They are 3 of Milwaukee's most promising Black female young professionals, making the Milwaukee Business Journal's latest 40 under 40 list.
We are all making history in our own unique ways.
But in each of their career journeys, they have routinely been the only Black women in the room, and all too often have been judged for getting there because of their race and gender, rather than their skills.
You're gonna have to show up and, work harder and be the most prepared in the room because you don't have a second opportunity to lose credibility.
Ray Hill, born and raised on Milwaukee's North Side, works for Common Bond Communities, which provides homes and supportive services for those most in need. She's also a member of Wisconsin's Housing and Economic Development Authority's Board of Directors.
I was a mom by 20. I was married by 22, and I graduated from college at 24. I've been in meetings or sat in rooms where I have said the exact same thing the individual next to me said, but because he's louder, or because he's white, or because he has the floor, he has that ability to own that statement.
Phaisha Lynn Bell, originally from Indianapolis, is with the Greater Milwaukee Foundation. She works to bring people together and raise money for critical community organizations to try to solve some of our city's most pressing issues.
I want you to listen with the intent to understand what I'm saying versus listening just to hear me speak and know that you have a young Black woman at the table.
And Jasmine Johnson, a single mom, was just named Vice President of Sales for iHeartMedia. She also serves on a number of local boards and leads the United Way's Diversity Leadership Society. Johnson grew up in Sherman Park.
I am one of those Milwaukee natives who has left the city that has raised me multiple times to gain opportunities to grow professionally where they were not available to me here.
But these women say that's changing.
Wisconsin specifically is starting to turn. We're able to show up 100%. We have this moment where people are looking for us to have a voice. They want to hear what we have to say. And that provides its own pressures.
Pressures like speaking up when they witness or experience racism or sexism.
I think it happens more often than we share. And we really need to continue to educate.
We all have to be willing to have uncomfortable conversations, but lead with grace.
Exactly as you guys are saying, if we don't have the conversations, what's the point?
But these conversations can't just fall on Black women. They need allies actively advocating for them in the corporate world too.
It takes motivated, not just like-minded people to be able to advance that work.
Work they do with the goal of paving a better path and more leadership roles for the next young women of color.
As individuals in our age group are moving into, director and executive roles, we're looking for the next generation to be able to be very diverse in their background. Know that they don't have to check every box. Know that they don't have to be perfect.
We are at a critical, pivotal time in place that we cannot afford to miss the moment for ourselves and for the generations to come from behind us.
In Milwaukee, Katie Crowther, TMJ4 News.
More stories like this highlighting Black excellence in our community. To watch TMJ4's Charles Benson's story on 3 young African-American men who went from humble beginnings to high-profile political jobs in Wisconsin. You can head to tmj4.com/Black History.